Pixel 7. So I had the 7 Pro, and I ended up getting rid of the 7 Pro, went back to the iPhone 14 Pro, specifically for video capabilities, after testing out the Pixel 7 Pro in comparison to the iPhone 14 Pro for video capabilities. The iPhone 14 Pro still is top notch, and for front-facing camera as well as rear-facing camera, as far as the overall capabilities, but also the clarity, the sharpness, the high dynamic range, the iPhone just seems to be more consistent. Now, that said, on the Pixel 6 Pro from last year to the Pixel 7 Pro, as far as video capabilities are concerned, video capabilities are significantly better than they were on the Pixel 6 Pro. However, it's still just a little bit behind the iPhone 14 Pro. So that said, I decided that I was going to test out the Pixel 7. I had a Pixel 6 last year. I like the size of it. Obviously, the bugs killed it for me. And as it seems, I'm kind of on the same page as all of the other reviewers out there when it comes to the Pixel 7 series. This is what the Pixel 6 should have been in the first place. The Wi-Fi connectivity issues, as far as the modem issues, the cellular connectivity issues that were constantly just plaguing the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro series, seemingly gone. Now, we haven't had a whole lot of updates as of yet. So, the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro, when it first was released, there were definitely some bugs, but it seemed to get a little bit buggier over time, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. One thing that I have noticed as far as improvements are concerned, the fingerprint reader, or the under-display fingerprint scanner, significantly better. I haven't had to re-register a fingerprint, haven't had to do any of that. Now, the face unlock that it has, it's not a biometric face unlock, obviously, because it doesn't have any type of radar capabilities. Sort of like how Project Soli did in the Pixel 4 series. That was by far, in comparison to even the iPhones, the best face unlock system that I personally have ever used. I love being able to look at the phone and it automatically wakes up without me having to swipe up or do anything. It was just a nice, even flow. Everything felt very smooth when it came to unlocking the Pixel 4 series devices. Now, they obviously got rid of that on the 4A, 4A 5Gs, and the 5s, and went back to that rear fingerprint scanner, which was consistent. But for people that might get their hands dirty, like myself quite often, it's not always the most convenient thing in the world. So with the Pixel 7 series, they added this Face Unlock ID. It doesn't offer, again, the biometric capabilities, so it's not as secure, but it is a good alternative to open up your device as long as you're not using it for banking applications and money-sensitive applications. But that aside, the battery life is significantly better, I feel like, at least in my personal experience, on the 7 than it was on the 6, as well as the 7 Pro than the 6 Pro was. So that's also a plus as well. The cameras are better. The zoom capabilities are better. I mean, the algorithms that Pixel or that Google uses on the Pixel devices are just infinitely better than even what they were with the Pixel 6, specifically when you're zooming. It's just amazing. Now, in comparison to video, they did step it up a little bit this year with the Pixel 7 series. There is like a cinematic mode. It's not the same as iPhone. I'm just going to be completely transparent. The iPhone, every single year, trumps in video. Like, I've never tested a device that does video capability better than the iPhone. So right now I'm using the iPhone 14 Pro to do this video. But that said, if you're not an iPhone guy, if you don't like Apple, and I get it, the ecosystem's very proprietary, you're kind of locked into everything. The smart features you just don't have on an iPhone when you compare it to phones like this Pixel 7. The Pixel line is absolutely amazing with the smart features. I mean, being able to do, live translations, being able to do, text to voice and carry on a conversation with multiple people is insane. And also not even having to have connectivity to do that is insane. The spam blocking, the caller ID capabilities that are built into the Pixel devices are top notch. So as far as smart features are concerned, The phone is absolutely amazing. The photos, and this is my litmus test on every device, consistency. The Pixel 6 was not very consistent. You would get, when you got a great photo, it was amazing, but a lot of times it was hit and miss. And so I kept finding myself going back to the iPhone 13 Pro because I got more consistency. I might not have gotten the best, high dynamic range or the best sharpness or whatever it may be, but I always got consistent photos. And that was something that really just kept me going back to the iPhone. This time around, it's better. I'm just going to say that. It's a lot better. The Pixel 7 series and the 7 Pro series, much more consistent than last year's Pixel 6 series. And for me, it's one of the reasons why this is going to be my mistress. The iPhone 14 Pro is still probably going to be my daily, but this is going to be my backup for everything, specifically when taking photos. For video, I'm still going to rely on the iPhone 14 Pro. That aside, everything about the Pixel 7 literally is what the Pixel 6 should have been, in my opinion. I mean, it's just the refresh rate, 90 hertz, compared to the 120 hertz on the Pixel 7 Pro, negligible. You can barely notice it. It's just marginal. But everything about the Pixel 7 for the value is, in my opinion, this is the one to go with. And if you've got giant hands, maybe the Pixel 7 Pro is better for you. If you like zooming, if you're, literally one of those peeping Tom weirdos, maybe. But that aside, it's the 7 for me all the way. I'm definitely going to tell others about it. I also like the aesthetics of it. I don't really particularly care for the super glossy, metal, visor style on the 7 Pro. The aluminum, siding just blends perfectly with the actual aluminum, camera casing. So that aside, I'm going to go over a couple of things real quick, and I'm done because I don't like doing long videos. Caseology case and Rink case. So I'm really big on my cases, and I like cases that have some texture, so I'm not going to drop them. But I also like cases that look kind of cool. So this is the Caseology. It is called the Afflex series, and as you can see, it's got this kind of orange pop to it. But really look close, it's got some grainy texture all the way around, and it's kind of hard to get in here, but you can look it up. It's on Amazon. It's like 18 bucks. Really good grip. I mean, this is like solid. Also, what I like a lot about this is that it's not so boxy that it feels sharp on your hands. It's just very comfortable. I rocked this thing in green. They have a lime green for the Pixel 7 Pro, and it was absolutely amazing. Never dropped the phone, never felt like I was going to drop the phone. It was actually pretty comfortable in the hand. But I wanted to try something that had a little bit more what I thought was camera protection. The Rink case. Now, the Rink case, in comparison to this Caseology case, as you can see, obviously it covers a lot of that metal chassis, so it's a little bit more protective for the camera, but it's super sharp. And if you look at the edges on this compared to the edges on this, where this is rounded, this is like a straight box. I mean, it's just like sharp feeling. It's not very comfortable in the hand. It does have the same texture, however, on the back, like this one does. And it does have some grippy texture on the side, but I did the pants test, and you always got to do the pants test. You put it on your lap, let's see if it slides. This bad boy slides like crazy. So for me, hands down, Caseology Afflex over the Rink all day long. It's just a sturdier, more solid case. As far as the overall dimensions, they're almost identical, but this just feels a lot better. So end of the day, if you're going to go to a Pixel, if you're not an iPhone guy, you don't care 100% about videos, go with the Pixel 7. And again, its value outweighs all of the features that you get on the Pixel 7 Pro. And realistically, there's not that big of a difference this year because they upgraded the front-facing camera on this. You don't get macro mode. So if you're not taking super close-up pictures, you just go into ultra-wide and you step out a little bit, and it's just like a macro mode. If you don't zoom, like super zoom from far away, that's it. Really, that's it. I mean, the RAM is negligible. The refresh rate's negligible. So stick with the 7 Pro. Hope you guys like this, and let me know what you thought.